Hi, I want to make a new video. As you know, I don't do videos often now. I mostly just like the topics for videos. I talked about everything I wished about my poems. I did nature photos and videos of local landscapes. I did water scrying and paranormal research. And I talked about mental health also. But now all topics are talked about, and so I can't find some continuation of the old topics, and new topics haven't appeared yet. Now I'm more into chess. I practice chess almost every day, and I am reading chess books, analyzing the games of other players, and I analyze my own games. I also solve chess puzzles, so I'm trying to improve the quality of my game. Well, as you know, I uh, took part in 3 chess tournaments, 2 rapid tournaments, and 1 blitz tournament, and I got 4.5 points in rapid tournaments and 6 points in blitz tournament. And I got some prizes among women in 2 of 3 tournaments. So there are some results, and actually, in the first local tournament, I got the 4th place among all people. So I play chess quite well, I think. Sometimes I even won or got draws against people who were candidates to master degrees, and I think chess is a quite promising activity for me. But I have something that prevents me from too much playing. My mental health, as I'm not sure if I ever have the strength to play in classic chess, where there is some three hours of playing every day. Uh, well, I mean 3 hours for one game, and there are usually 2 games a day, so it's 6 hours every day. Well, maybe I will try next summer, but now I've decided that maybe it's too early for me, but my mental state can get better. It's actually quite promising, as I really feel that my mental state is getting better each year. Nevertheless, my cognitive abilities are limited, unfortunately, so I can't say I recovered. I'm just getting used to my mental disability. I'm doing what I can in my mental state. But chess is a very interesting activity for me. I uh, I've been into chess since 5 years old, though there was no chess club in my town. I only started playing in tournaments when I was 15, and I played till I was 24 maybe, until I got mentally sick. So chess was always my dream since childhood. I liked it, maybe too much, and I really trained about 4 hours a day when I was young. Now I can practice only 2 or 3 hours a day, sometimes 1 hour. But really, chess gave my life a new meaning. I really feel that it is uh, more interesting for me to live. As to my paranormal activities, now I don't see its development. It doesn't develop into science, and I'm not sure if it ever develops. I actually got convinced that my facts are important, but I'm not sure if it will be explored in my lifetime. I know that some people listen to me, and they actually believe my facts. Some don't believe. But I think that my voice is heard in the world, and lots of people know about my ideas. So I think maybe, even if not in my lifetime, but maybe after my life, it will be explored. But I've decided to take it easy and not to be too upset that I can't develop it scientifically now. You know that I myself, I'm not in the mental state to write a proper scientific article, so I only hope that some other scientists will continue my work. And you see, if I don't see development in the scrying and cosmocycling field for me, but in chess I actually can get a more professional game, and I actually can make my abilities developed. But I did everything I could in water scrying, symbol scrying, as words in water glass, and I did all I could for cosmopsychism conception, my type of cosmopsychism, and I really feel that I couldn't do more in my mental condition and in my life circumstances. So I think in future I will be more into chess. As to this channel, I think I will upload here new poems and sometimes maybe short videos of nature as usual. But I actually lack imagination to make this channel more interesting maybe. You know, other people sometimes make more interesting videos about poems, paranormal or chess, but I'm maybe not able to in my mental condition. I'm trying to make this vlog just from my experience. As you know, I'm not able to talk in my own language, and I'm not sure why. You know, I was always that way, and at school or university I almost never talked, though I know my Russian language and I write quite well in this language. I am not autistic, as doctors say, several of them. I'm not sure what it is. As to schizophrenia diagnosis, I had it once, maybe 10 years ago, but then doctors changed their mind and there was another diagnosis. They were always not sure, and this time now it's chronic delusional disorder, and it's been so for many years. And maybe my symptoms are about the state of my brain, some organic state of my brain, but I'm not sure. It's rather mysterious. And I can't say that it's from a curse anyway. Maybe a curse should be some physical illness, so physical or mental illness, so it must have a proper diagnosis anyway. Maybe even if I ever had schizophrenia, maybe my attitude, my behavior, my talks, maybe they were not typical for schizophrenia. Maybe I just seemed too healthy. It can be that I was misdiagnosed and I really had schizophrenia, but doctors thought that it was not that. But this all just idle talk, just some useless rumination. I think diagnosis is important, but not it's not everything. I'm living my life, and coping quite well. As to my home life, I do domestic chores. I help my mom. My mom is quite frail, so I try to help her as much as I can. But all in all, her health is relatively well, and my health is relatively well too. Uh, so we both cope well. Sometimes I feel anxious in autumn and spring, and I have no cognitive abilities to make videos on uh, definite topics. It's harder for me to make videos on definite topics, and just to talk about my life is easier. So maybe you will forgive me that I'm talking about myself. Even in my microblog, I'm mostly talking about myself, but I think it's due to my mental condition and the lack of memory that I'm talking this way, too self-focused maybe. I understand that bigger events are going on in the world and around me, but I'm not understanding much. I'm not understanding everything that's going on, to elaborate things. I'm rather aloof, but I'm trying to show people my empathy and good attitude and friendship. I think that's most important in life, so that all people were friends and understood each other. Well, I understand that actually all people can't be friends, maybe, but even if they were good acquaintances, it would be nice. I know that one can't be praised by everyone. It's impossible to be liked by everyone. I think even if people just understand my life perspective and my blog's philosophy, maybe they will understand me better, and it can be a good change to the world, I hope. I think I took two big tasks as a telling about mental disability can be good to defend the rights of such people. It's a big task, but I was silent about it for 7 years practically, and only recently I started to talk about it. But I blog about mental health for a long time, for 12 years. And another task was to promote my paranormal conception, and it's even a more difficult task, and sometimes there's misunderstanding. People doubt my good motives. Sometimes they don't understand why I'm so maybe stubborn about my ideas. And these two tasks, defending the rights of the disabled people and promoting the paranormal conception, they actually sometimes are contradictory, or they prevent one another from happening maybe. It's rather difficult for these tasks to coincide. And I know that it's very difficult to combine these tasks, but I try to, as it's my peculiar situation, life situation. So maybe that is all I wanted to say for now. So in future you can expect some short videos of nature, my new poems, and maybe my experience about chess. I'm planning to play in a chess tournament in November. Uh, I'm also busy reading books. I'm mostly reading sci-fi books, chess books, and sometimes religious books. I've been exploring Christian books for several years, and I can't say I'm not fully pagan and I'm not fully Christian. I've decided that my worldview is cosmopsychism, maybe with some Christian attitude too, but not fully. I think cosmopsychism is what describes my worldview best. But it's a rare worldview. But who knows, maybe it will be not so rare in future. Maybe more people will understand my ideas of cosmopsychism and agree that it has some value or not. So that is all. I wanted to say goodbye.